All right, this is the upper body exercise series. All of these movements can be done seated or standing. This first movement is the shoulder shrug. What we're trying to do is elevate our scapula by bringing our shoulders close to our ears. You can see that I have pretty good posture. I'm trying to sit up nice and straight as though a string is being pulled from the top of my head towards the ceiling. This second movement is shoulder flexion followed by shrug. Again, I'm trying to bring my shoulders close to my ear. In this movement, I'm bringing my hands over the top of my head. This first movement is flexion, but you can also do the same thing by doing abduction. The point is to have your hands over the top of your head and shrugging your shoulders and then relaxing that all down. What we really want to establish is good control of our scapula. From there, I went ahead and grabbed some weight to just show another progression of the same movement. You can grab some jars, you can grab some cans, you can grab a Nalgene bottle full of water and do these same movements, bringing your shoulders close to your ear and bringing those weights over the top of your head and bringing your shoulders close to your ear. I don't recommend using glass, but I really want to emphasize the importance of using a wide surface area to grab onto so that you can challenge your grip in this position. But if you are to drop glass, it's going to be a little bit messier than if you just dropped a Nalgene bottle, a plastic bottle, or a can. Again, we're really trying to establish good shoulder stability and mobility in these movements. It's important for people with neck pain to have quality scapular control. And these movements help establish good scapular control. The next movement I'm going to be working on is a side-lying external rotation. There is a concentric portion where I'm lifting the jar, and there is a eccentric portion where I'm slowly lowering the jar. Here I am emphasizing the importance of gripping the jar. Again, this is a 1.5 pound jar of applesauce. You see I'm bending my knees, I'm laying on my side, and I'm cushioning my head with my arm. And what I'm doing is I'm anchoring my elbow to the side of my hip, and I'm raising that weight up till it's perpendicular with my body, and I'm slowly lowering that weight down. Our goal is to do about a 5-second lowering period, followed by a nice, efficient lifting period. You don't need to go very high and you don't need to go very fast. You just need to get it to where it's about perpendicular with your body, meaning straight off of your body. This is a great movement for building strength in our rotator cuff. This next movement is a bicep curl and switch. You see I'm sitting nice and straight at the edge of the bed. I have my weight and I'm curling that weight up to my shoulder and I'm handing it off to my other hand, followed by my other hand lowering that weight down. This has a concentric portion and an eccentric portion. What we really want to do is have a good grip on that jar, bring it up to our shoulder and lower it back down, all in control. Not only does this help build our bicep strength and our grip strength, but it also builds our motor control. This next movement is the shoulder press. What I'm doing is I'm curling that weight up to my shoulder and I'm pressing it over the top of my head. You can see that I'm twisting it as I go up. The weight is facing me and then it's going over the top of my head and facing away from me. From here, I'm going to be grabbing a second jar to demonstrate the double overhead press. You can see that I'm going to take the jars. I'm going to bicep curl them to my shoulders. They're going to be facing me, and they're going to be facing away from me. It's really important whenever we do any type of shoulder press to have great posture, have our chest sticking out, our shoulders back, and we want to hold the weight with our elbow vertical. We don't want our elbows to be flared out super far. We want to have good control of that weight. So this last movement is going to require you to fill a bag with some weights. Here I chose a couple of books and I grabbed just a normal tote bag. It's kind of pretty, I think. And I just put 3 good-sized books in the bag. And I need to have a good surface, about hip height or higher or lower, depending on your activity level. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be grabbing onto the bag. And I'm going to be picking the bag up. and lowering it to the ground. It's important to have good posture at all times when we're lowering things to the ground and bringing them up. So you see how my back is nice and straight. I'm sticking my butt out and I'm just bending my knees a little bit. I have a good grip on that bag. I'm lowering it to the ground, back straight, and lifting it back up. Here you can see I switch grip and I lower that weight down, bag back up, and notice how my head position isn't facing forward and it's not facing down. It's in line with my spine the entire time. So I should have a straight line in my back from my butt to the top of my head. Now this next movement is a variation of the same technique, though I'm challenging my grip a little bit more by creating a fold in the bag. And I have to lower myself down a little bit deeper, so that's going to require a little bit more hip mobility. It's going to require a little bit more knee flexion. I'm lowering myself down, and this is the single arm version of the movement. I'm going to go ahead and switch arms and do the same thing. Just remember, when we're doing movements like this, we really want to keep our back nice and straight, just like I was saying. And you can introduce a little bit more speed. You can add more weight. And if you want to add even more weight, you can do a double-handed version of this movement. So you can see that I put both hands, I'm lowering myself all the way down, and I'm bringing that weight to the top of the bed. This is going to help us get our groceries onto the counter. This is going to help us do a lot of movements around the house and just in life in general. I hope you found this exercise series helpful and have a great rest of your day.